What is up, Vikings? I hope you had a great day so far. It is Holmgang today, and I had a deeper look at what actually changed. I mean, everybody's aware that the number of troops increased quite drastically with this new update, and I had a look at how much it actually increased. So I had a look at 3 towers just to get an idea of what changed. And let's have a look at the level 1 tower first. Re-update, there were 243 million troops in there, a mix of T3, T4, T5 up to T7. And with the update, it increased to 9.2 billion. The first time I saw this, I was like, okay, wait, there must be something wrong with my vision. It was late. I thought, okay, I'm gonna have a nap and look at it again, and the numbers didn't change. So yes, there are 9.2 billion troops in there. It is mainly T4 and T5 and some T6. I've already seen some reports those towers are breakable, and I also wanted to have a look at the troop strength. How strong are these troops? I mean, it's difficult to say because we don't know the values of those troops. So what I did is I took the base values of the game, and I know this is very far off from the reality because no troop has base values, but it was just to get a rough idea of how the troop strength developed. And the values for T1, for example, is 100, T2 is 169, Tier 3 is 235, T4 is 300, T5 is 366, T6 is 433, T7 is 501, and for the T8 I again had to cheat a little because the offense is 680 and defense 510 and 510. It's the only troop type where the offense is higher compared to the defense and health. So I took an average, 680 plus 2 times 510 divided by 3, so I took an average. Which is again not correct, I know. The battle calculation does not work like this, but this is kind of an easy way to get a rough idea of how the troop strength developed. And you can already see it on the slide. The old base values were 80 billion, 850 million for troop strength. So I multiplied the number of troops times the base values, and that's what you get. And I did the same with the new number of troops. And the level 1 tower is 3 trillion, 195 billion, etc. So it's 39.5 times stronger. It is a huge number, but okay, the level 1 tower, at least the old one, was very weak. Super easy to snipe without even losing troops. So I had a look at the level 5 tower, a tower in between. Did the same thing. The troop count did increase from 421 million to 9.2 billion with a slightly different troop composition. The level 5 has T7 and no T4. The number of troops is the same as the level 1 tower, 9.2 billion. And compared to an old level 5 tower, the troops in the new tower are 24.7 times stronger. And keep in mind, this tower troop strength that I'm calculating here is not taking into consideration the troop saturation, meaning the more troops you have, the stronger they get in total. So it might even be higher, it certainly is higher. And now the interesting part, a level 9 tower. The level 9 tower used to have 700 million troops, roughly, with about 215 million T6 and 200 million T7, and now it has 6.66 billion, with actually 2.6 billion T8 in it, roughly 2 billion T7 and roughly 2 billion T6. So in terms of T6 and T7, it's 10 times the amount. I removed the T5 and the T4 and added 2.6 billion T8. And you can see that the power gap is decreasing, which I think is a good thing, from old level to new level, because the lower tier old levels were kind of weak overall. So the gap for the level 9 tower between the old troop strength and the new one is 11.7 times. And did you realize something? The new troop strength based on the base values for the level 1, the level 2 and the level 3 tower is pretty similar. Level 1 was 3.95 trillion, level 2 was 3.775 trillion, and for level 9 it is 3.375 trillion. So they have a different troop mix. Lower tier have more troops, higher tier have less troops, but more of high tier troops. So in theory, they should be equally hard to burn. Of course, there it is again not taking into the consideration that by now you have higher bonuses on lower tier troops, so in the end the lower tier towers should anyway be a bit easier to kill. And now the most beautiful part of this Holmgang update, the shards. And I made this table. These are the warrior shards that you get per tower. And you can see for level 1 you get 98 million shards. For level 2 117 million shards. Level 3 will get you 120 million shards. Level 4 147 million shards. Level 5 154 million. Level 6 170 million. Level 7 233 million. Level 8 269 million. And level 9 309 million shards. So that's a total of 1.62 billion shards for the warrior troops. If you build some scouts, and I think that is something that we will need to adapt, because I don't build scouts for Holmgang, but looking at the shards, I think I'm gonna reconsider this. Not going through the detail here, but if you kill all scouts in all towers, that adds up to 567 million shards. So guys, in total, there is 2.2 billion shards in a Holmgang matchup. And this is just the island troops. If your enemy fights a little, there's potential for a lot of shards. And I'm sure that this will fuel the T8 pipeline and that we will see a lot more people using T8 in big events like Asgard and Jotunheim. So be careful, guys. Every clan now has the potential to get 2.2 billion shards every 2 weeks. So don't get sniped by T8 out there. My Holmgang matchup will take place this afternoon. I'll try to do some recording so that you guys get an idea of how we did with these new towers. I saw they're breakable, which doesn't mean we can break them, but we will see. We will be 4 players against a 5 player matchup. So definitely interesting. Right guys, that's it. Enjoy your Holmgang, get those shards, and I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers guys.